So we're just over a month away from the launch of Monster Hunter Wilds, arguably one of, if not the biggest Monster Hunter title ever. If you haven't been keeping up with any of the details, the news, or anything surrounding Monster Hunter Wilds, then in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you all the details that you need to know ahead of launch. Just keep in mind, here at Fervor Gaming, I'm going to be doing a ton of content on Monster Hunter Wilds. This includes news, guides, updates, and videos just like the ones you see today. If you want to stay up to date on all things Monster Hunter, then hit the like as well as subscribe to this channel. And just like that, let's dive right on into the information you need to know. So the first thing you guys need to know is about the upcoming open beta test that's going to be available for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, as well as Steam, starting February 6th through the 9th, and again February 13th through the 16th. So basically you're going to have quite a few days to actively jump in it and have a hands-on experience of what Monster Hunter Wilds have to offer. Now what's going to be coming with this beta? Well, first off, you'll be able to do the Gypsyros hunt. This is a returning monster from previous titles. Capcom did say there was going to be some additional content tied behind this hunt as well. They didn't necessarily say exactly what it was, but there will be additional content alongside this hunt, which is going to be really cool. Of course, you're still going to have all the content that you had in the open beta 1, where you face off against many monsters. This includes Ray Dow, Dashaguma, Shadacabra, just to name a few. You're also going to get the participation bonuses that you've seen in open beta test 1. This includes a Palico pendant as well as an item pack that includes raw meat, shock traps, pitfall traps, tranquilizer bombs, large barrel bombs, armor spheres, flash pods, and large dung pods. This is going to be redeemable once the game actually comes out, so you'll have a little bit of a boost for just simply jumping in, playing, and trying it out. Once again, this event is just going to be a little bit of a teaser, so you'll see if you really want to jump in and play Monster Hunter Wilds for a while. If you're watching this video, you very likely will be very interested in playing, but still, this is an event that you definitely don't want to miss. Now with that disclaimer out of the way, let's actually talk about things that's going to be in the actual full launch. This includes the major changes or things that I feel that are going to be super important for someone who may have been coming from Monster Hunter World or Rise that may have missed this or you haven't really been keeping up. First off, there's going to be secrets, and when I say secrets, these are essentially mounts that are going to be used to navigate the open world. Essentially, Monster Hunter Wilds is shifting to a game that puts a bigger emphasis on open world exploration and staying in the hunt as long as possible. This means having a mount is going to be very crucial to the overall flow of the game. You'll be able to seamlessly go from region to region, hunting monsters, and basically being able to stay in the battle significantly longer than in previous Monster Hunter titles. Your secret is also going to be pretty crucial to the way weapons work in the game. You'll now be able to use two sets of individual weapons that have their own individual loadouts tied to them. You'll need to jump onto your secret and swap between your individual weapons, and this is just going to give you the ability to adapt to each of the individual situations, being that you're going to be in the fight significantly longer. Overall, there's going to be a massive emphasis on being a hunter a lot more than on loading screens, and this is a change that I think I and a lot of players are really looking forward to. Now while we're talking about weapons, there's a massive drastic change that a lot of players are going to notice, and that their weapons are going to be seeing a drastic change. Long story short, from what the development team says, Monster Hunter has evolved since the beginning of Monster Hunters like first iterations. They're faster, the monsters are harder, they move in very sporadic ways, and the hunters need to evolve with the monsters as well. Thus, there will be adding more movesets and changes to each of the individual weapons. To give a brief example, the weapon I main the most, the Greatsword for example, will have the ability to move its TCS to be able to land its hit significantly easier, because again, these monsters have significantly more movement. Blocking weapons are going to undergo a different change as well. You'll be able to do like clashes with monsters, giving block-based weapons more crowd control opportunities that they didn't have compared to their counterpart weapons that kind of had counters in the past. I kind of said this in a previous point, but you'll also have individual loadouts based on the weapons. Of course, this is simply because you obviously can't have a greatsword and a bow have the same decorations, as they pretty much don't work the same way. So just know your weapons will also have different decoration setups, giving you more customization. I did want to quickly talk about customization as well when it comes to visual appearance. This isn't as important to some, but I do know a lot of people, especially in my friend group, who really is into outfits and things like that, and the team has put a bigger emphasis on making sure that the outfits work really well on both genders. A lot of times I find Monster Hunter outfits to be significantly better on the female models, it's just the way it is, and now they're making a much bigger emphasis on making it so that both models can share a similar outfit and look really good, so you're not forced to play a male character or a female character if you don't want to. I'm a person who tend to like to play male characters because female characters tend to be a little bit too distracting. So being able to actually use the outfits and look really cool is something I'm a pretty big fan of. Again, this isn't something a lot of players want to know about, but customization is something that's important to me, and I really love the aesthetic of Monster Hunter overall, especially the outfits. To briefly touch on some of the more quality of life changes, there will be changes where you don't necessarily need to go back to the quest board anymore. Once again, we talked about how they want to be more seamless, and this is going to be one of those situations where you don't necessarily have to go to the quest board. You can accept quests and continue to hunt monsters. Another change that I guess you can call quality of life, rather than using your clutch claw to break parts of the monster, there is a wounding mechanic in the game now. This makes it so that you pretty much can exploit weaknesses of monsters without sheeply breaking their parts. This has always been something that was kind of set wrong with me when we play Monster Hunter World, because it almost felt like it went against the spirit of targeting monster weaknesses by simply breaking their parts with your clutch claw. But now you can actually actively wound monsters by targeting specific locations. This is a much more return to form system for Monster Hunter. I know a lot of people don't like hearing that phrase, but I do feel like this is a much more return to form when it comes to the Monster Hunter that we know and love. It feels really solid from what I tested in the previous beta, and it actually increases the immersion of actually hunting, in my opinion. Finally, ending this off on things you need to know are the biomes and ecosystems. Now, I did speak multiple times in this video about how exploration and world building are something that's going to be significantly better in Monster Hunter Wilds compared to previous titles. And this extends to the ecosystems as well as just the overall feel of the world. The team is planning to make it so that the ecosystems are very interactive. Sometimes you'll walk into an area where a monster is grazing or drinking water, and one of the crocodile style monsters will grab the monster and pull him into the water, or you'll see other monsters hunting each other. So there's a much bigger emphasis on world building and ecosystem for Monster Hunter Wilds compared to previous titles. Also, there will be significantly more details and variety in the map overall. It's not just a flat land. Obviously there will be some locations like that, but there will be significantly more details to make the world feel unique and handcrafted. When I played the beta, it felt really damn good to explore different parts of the biome we were in. It definitely felt unique and different depending on the zone you were in. The area where Ray Dow kind of was, it felt like this lightning dark land or something like that. It's hard to describe, but it felt completely different from the vibe of the rest of the land. Leading into the towns, there was like these jump puzzles or just like jump obstacle for your secrets, which again felt a little bit different and handcrafted, a lot of verticality and things like that. So it's pretty clear that the team is putting a massive emphasis on making the world and the ecosystem feel significantly better. With that said, that's pretty much a summary of everything you need to know about Monster Hunter Wilds if you haven't really been keeping up with it. There's going to be a lot more changes and smaller things that I didn't mention specifically in this video that's going to make the game feel significantly different from Horizon World. Overall, these are some really solid changes that I think will give you a better idea of what to expect when the game comes out on February the 28th. Now, if you enjoyed this video, learned something new, or just want to be entertained when Monster Hunter Wilds finally come out, consider leaving me a like or subscribing to the channel for more Monster Hunter Wilds content. I plan on releasing some pretty in-depth guides here on the channel. I'll also be doing live streams over on my Twitch, Fervor Gaming as well, so you can stop by and we can do some hunts together. And just like that, hunters, I'll see you in the next Monster Hunter Wilds video very soon.